Coffee Hour, and today we have issue 102. So if you've seen 101, then you already know what we might have coming up. So today we are starting on this roof. It doesn't look too bad, does it? I'm sure they're going to complicate it more than it needs to be. And we're also doing the final window, so we're dab hands at those windows now. Alright, let's have a look at this magazine, although I haven't started to paint it or anything yet. So we have a neighbourhood fox, characters that make the novels, short stories and comics even more colourful. So there we go. We have bicycle dweller on a bicycle, valley dweller on a bicycle. Sorry, reading upside down, never a good thing. And so it's got all about, there's an eagle, you got a lizard, old lady in the shop, and what else we got? A giant octopus. That sounds yucky. I can't read that upside down. Cedric, there you go. Doctor, the lion from the play, and the Mameluke. Mameluke, is that how it's pronounced? Alright, and over the page we got an empty house awaits them. Oh gosh, really having trouble reading upside down. And then we also have the last book in the Moomin saga. Interesting. So I know we're coming towards the end, but we've still got a little bit of time. I wonder what they're going to put in the next magazine. And then we have what we are going to do today. They make this look very complicated. Okay, we will see. Let's have a look at those parts. So we have our window here, and the plastic, and these. So I'll get these wooden pieces out so I can get painting those, because they don't tell you to paint them anymore really, or I think it's a tiny note somewhere on the picture maybe. And we need these ones later. Actually, I think we can start making those, can't we? Just not that piece, or the plastic. Don't lose the plastic. But we will need the bigger ones of these, not the little one there. Not straight away for me anyway. And that one. And then what else do we have in here? We have a piece of paper. We have a one with a hole in it. Well, the roof did have a hole in it, so maybe that's that. It does have a chimney, doesn't it? I bet it's for the chimney. And then we have this piece, which is different. And then we have these pieces, which look all the same. So let me get a board, the board ready. Let me put these to one side safe. And actually, why don't we start? Let me go get some clamps. We start here. I'll do that just on there. Alright, be back in a sec. Okay. So, in there, I believe it's super glue. Isn't it? I think it's super glue. That's what I get for not looking at the magazine, of course, what I'm doing. But these have all been pretty much similar. So I think that one's on the top. And this one's... okay, I'll go look. You're right. Don't trust yourself, because it hasn't overly served you in the past. Right, let's see. Just make sure I get it the right way round. And it's normally like the stepping stone one. Like this one goes onto the top, like so. I'll try it with super glue, see how we fare. I mean, it hasn't even been long and I can't remember what one I did last time. You know, whichever one I did last time, it didn't take a hold, did it? It broke as soon as I put it in the frame. And I know with this one I have to work on that frame first, of where it's going to go on that wall, because it does have an issue. It's got an overhang on it, which means it will be a problem. And then we'll put this on here, and this one shouldn't take long to dry. Then we can get the windowsill on, and this will be ready to rock and roll. Okay, and this one goes on here. Put my hands straight up, super glue. It's not what you want to do. Done it again too. Alright, when you see me again, I'm going to have super glued hands, obviously. Of course, now I'm sticking to everything. Don't touch your face, don't touch your eyes. My hand's stuck. because it was talking to me. It was more attached to me than it is to the wood. Okay, that shouldn't take too long. Right, I'll get these painted and we'll get that put together. And with this, they want you to paint the underside of it, from what I can gather. I'm not sure that I'm going to do it, to be honest with you. And they want it to be like a pale peach colour for the underside of the ceiling. Okay, I'm just going to leave mine white, but these are the colours if you wish to do so. And it's just kind of giving you the outline there to colour it. What's the difference? Darker paint and water to specified portions in stir well. Why are they doing different things? Inside surface of the underlay, and this one's on the inside, and they're both on the inside. Hold on, let me read this. Paint them on the inside. Paint this one, the first colour that give you. The interior surface has no liners, so that's why they're getting you to colour it, because otherwise it will look white, and I'm happy with it being white. And then mix with the darker paint, and then you are going to paint them again by the looks of it. Maybe it's to give it a better coating, making the finish slightly uneven or make the attic look more realistic. So I'm not going to worry too much about that. I'll just go straight into the putting it together. But first of all, I'm going to start getting these painted, and then we'll come back and do that in one moment for you. Okay, it's got one coat on it. So what is it suggesting? If once you've coloured it, okay, then you want to take your strips here, and with the one which is, so they're all the same pretty much, except for this tab here, which they want you to fold. So what you do is you score it. So say do it with a pencil first, and this is the outside, so these will have things going on them. And then once you've done it that way, yeah, okay, do it with a pencil first. I shouldn't judge really, it's probably perfectly sensible. And then just score it with your crafting knife, not all the way through, so that it folds like so. But you didn't want to do that very well, did it? So close to the edge, it's the thing. And then you also want to do 3 lines going downwards with roughly about 16.5 millimeters in between at the bottom. So 1.6, that's 1. I'm not doing maths today, obviously. I'm sure 3.2 wouldn't have been so bad, huh? I'm sure I could have managed, really. So it says 3 lines down with 1.6, maybe that's on the other ones. Weirdness. It's certainly going to be more than 3 lines, isn't it? And it's going to make 5 lines down. Any show form if those others are smaller. No, they're all the same. And then why pays do 16.5. No, I got it right. No, I didn't. I don't know anymore. 10. No, I got it right. 16.5. How weird. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they do only have them on 4 folds on each, so it doesn't look like it's 16.5 millimeters apart. I mean, if you've got it at 7 centimeters and you've got 1 line on 3.5, roughly halfway, and then one in between that. So what's that, 1.75? Something like that. And 1.75 this way. I'm just going crazy. And those are probably more it, and it wants 3 lines drawn down here evenly from the top. And then you do it with your blade exactly the same way to put folds in. She's got nothing. Now I'm just going to encourage the other dogs. Right, and then you do it with your blade, and then you fold it, and then you do the same with all of them, and then fold them. So basically each one goes into a piece of 4. Let me get on with that before she barks the house down. Okay, then you fold them. So I've only done this one. You fold them. So I've done it at 1.75 millimeters at the bottom here. I don't know, they want it in that sort of alignment. They're roughly about even. This one looks a bit bigger than the others, but roughly it's to help it, I guess, bend around the corner really. But I have a thought. Okay, this is the one that I bent, and I'm pretty certain it's going to go on this wall because of that's where the chimney is. So it's going to go across 2 beams like so, and you are folding it for, and you want to go down to the bottom, yes, like so. So it reaches to here. They say make it roughly even here. So why did we fold it? Because then you're going to flatten it. Okay, I'm not doing that either. I think it's a bit like that other thing they got you to do where it's not overly necessary. So we're just on, I'm going to give those another quick coat, and we're just going to go and get these on, to be honest with you. I think it's just a, I don't see the point in it. I don't think it makes it any easier to fold around those corners. So I'll be back in one tick with these, and we'll get that going. Okay, I've given that a bit more paint. So first of all, what we're going to do, and they recommend using wood glue, which I think is a little bit of an odd choice. So the important thing is to line it up with the bottom, all the way to the bottom, and then hold them in with clamps of various sorts that you can. So it's going to run up to about here, I think it was, and you've got your middle one. It's not going to catch much on here, but let's pretend it does, and we will see. Sorry, didn't see any of that, did you? Being very selfish and keeping it all to myself. And then go across here. I think that's where it went up to. This one's broken. Put some wood glue on there too. You do it on the outside, yes. I'm just making sure we're not trying to line it from the inside. So if you've coloured it, just make sure it dries before you do this part, that's all. I don't know that it's going to touch much of the pieces going across, but let's say it may. Okay, get my pin. And then being I've cut this one out already, we will put this one, or cut this one. I actually did bend this one, so we'll put this one on first. And then it recommends that you use clamps to hold it in place, by the way. And in fact, bending it actually makes it feel, doesn't fit it as well at all. I will show you. I know I'm being a bit mean right now and just hogging it all to myself. I'm hoping I could do the roof a lot more successful than I could do some of the other things that I've done on this house. I don't know how they expect you to get clamps in between, really. I say just make sure that it's even for it, particularly on the window. Where the chimney's going to go. So you want to see some wood on this side, which means it doesn't line up very well, does it? because you want to get to the bottom. At this rate the wood glue would have dried up. I don't know, the wood glue is the best choice of glue to use for this, by the way. Now see, I'm finding it more difficult to do this with those bends in there, because it's almost like this part you kind of want flat to go around it. I think I'm going to change tactics on the glue, because all the wood glue's done is soaked straight into the wood. Right, I'm going to go with some tacky. And as much as I have a lot of wood glue, I don't think we need to use it for the sake of using it. So, and this will be a lot easier to apply. I don't think we needed to go up that high, by the way. I was just being silly. So what they do is they show that that hole shows both of the sides of the beam on the picture. More this side here, where I'm pointing now, than the middle part. But it does say make sure it does show and it's even. And I think tacky would basically have a little bit better of a hold. And I broke the foot off of this, I see this. We had a lot of problems, didn't we, with this roof? I was hoping to hide lots of sins. Let's put it that way. I'll sort that other foot out in a second. Let's get this roughly in position. If you do it the kind of the way they're not, it's like it's almost not quite wide enough for it. I don't really have the right sort of clamps to do this the way they're suggesting, by the way. Let's see, which way are we going in? How did you break? You're going to go in that way. Like so. I don't like it, guys. Don't like it at all. It's a bit like the walls holding together with I don't think he's going to go that way. It's like the walls holding together with magnets. Did it work on the doll's house? And I haven't got faith that it works on this. That's it. I mean, I am overall, I know I don't sound it right now, I am overall very happy with how the the house itself is turning out. I mean, I've put lights in it, I've done some differences which are going to make a difference to how it all constructs and goes together and things. It does make a difference on the walls and things like that, which I'm aware of. But overall, I am actually happy with the house. I just think it's a bit unfortunate that the walls are held together with magnets and they didn't think of a better way to do that. I'm sure once I've got the first one on, the others will be easy peasy lemony squeezy, right? It's always the first one, that's the problem one. I'm just trying to get it that it does what they say it does on the book, where it shows them on that hole on this side. Because when you do that, then it kind of misses the other pieces. Don't get it. I wish I hadn't creased it, actually. I think we're going to go with that. Let's see if we can get the next piece on a little better. So I'm going to work this way so that I come back to do that one last. I want to do that. Let me see how they're doing that last piece. They're doing that one next anyway. Okay, alright, we'll do that. So what you're basically wanting to do is have that piece under here. And why would they do that? Why would they have just like a join there? That's so strange. Okay, right, let's give this a go. Let's take it come out now. And it's not the most easiest thing to wield, is it, either? You know, it's quite wieldy, funny enough. I think someone's going around with one of those little scooters. All I can hear is a wheezy noise, which is what was winding up Juliet, which then in turn wound up the others. And then I had to take away the chair for the windowsill, because otherwise she'd be sitting out there barking constantly when she really doesn't need to. Okay, right, let's get this going upside down so we don't have that problem. Oops. So again, but this one I haven't bent, so I'm thinking it will be fine. Make sure it's at the bottom. Like so. Stupid idea. Am I complaining? Maybe a little, maybe a lot. And it says you may have some gaps. I don't want gaps. I had gaps on my other stuff. I don't want gaps on this. Okay. Honestly. I'm sure it will look wonderful afterwards. I need to stop complaining. I'm just trying to see what it says. Dormer window. So basically you cover where the dormer window is going to be too, and then we have to cut that out of the cardboard. And it is just cardboard, this stuff, by the way. I think what I'm going to do is I have some masking tape to hand, and I'm going to masking tape these two together. Let that go for a moment. Get on with that window frame, and then come back to this. It's fitting quite nicely at the top. And then we'll do one more on camera, and then I'm going to do the rest off camera, because I think I'm going to get incredibly frustrated with it. Attached to my hair. Right, let's get back onto this. So the window, I'm going to paint it, and I won't do that. Okay, I will do it now. So with this, I'm actually going to build this one, or not build it, but I'm going to put it inside before I attach that other part. I have already just adjusted actually the wall, because there was some overhang, which is really interesting because it was quite a lot of overhang. And I think when you've got a lot of overhang, you think to yourself, well, surely it's short on the sides, and it is not. So I don't know why I had so much, but it was over the window opening, and it's not like it's short on the other side, so weirdness. Right, let me get and do these, and I don't think it's running out, but it's not being very kind to me. Alright, let me get to these guys. Alright, let's have a look at this. I was thinking to myself, I should change my channel name on the Moomin house to hopefully the Moomin Mona or something, and it didn't take at all. So, and then it says at the end, if there's any parts that have not stuck properly, just do it with super glue. And the funny thing with that is that they then use, show a picture of it, and they use, wait for it, not the super glue that they provided, which I thought was highly amusing. So yeah, they don't provide this one, this one here. They just have a little tube of just normal super glue, which I think is quite funny, really. Right, I am going to put them on here, 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 and here, and this is their super glue. And I'm just going to press them in and hold it in, which of course they don't touch those bars really anyway. Oop, got my finger stuck in it. I'm just going to lift this up and pop a bit of super glue down here. I don't know how much this is coming out. It's got some coming out. And because it's cardboard, it should take quite quick. That's what I'm going to do going around. I'm just going to do it with super glue. I'm certainly not doing it with wood glue. I think that's a bit odd. I'll get another piece. There's a bit wet there, so and just try to make sure your lines, I think, are roughly on there, so that it just goes around. And I see that other area didn't stick at all. It's up. And my friends, count to 10. Because now, if you follow those lines, it's not even. Okay, I am complaining way too much. I don't like to be a complainer. So, like, my lines don't match going around like it's a circle. It does not. I don't like the way they're doing it. It's possible that this glue is almost out, by the way. I've been using it for other things. Okay. dropping things all over the place. Okay, so having difficulty with the first couple is rather frustrating, but I am sure I don't particularly want to use my expensive super glue, but here we go. That's exactly what we're going to do. So hold it in place for a moment and move on. As long as you don't have it on the cardboard, you should be okay. Now this is stuck to a fashion. It seems an odd one to have used wood glue on this anyway, to be honest with you. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Come on. Take just here. Where is it not taking? Not taken there. Let me get on with the window and I'll come back to this in a little bit and be more me and not complaining so much about it. Maybe have a coffee, huh? Anyone who's from the UK, maybe a Kit Kat, what do you think? Take a break. I know I've only just started this video, however, I'm going to give it that I can at least get some of this like this. I'll tell you what I could use is E7000 too. That's pretty good at doing this sort of thing. I'm going to leave that like that. Let's get this window done instead. Okay, we'll come back to you. You go over there. Alright, remember, curved side facing where the window's going to go in. Technically, probably do with another layer of paint. But, and on the inside. Okay, let's start this side then. Different to what I was going to do. Like so. Like so, and then I'm going to put this straight in the frame before putting that front part on. But we will look at that front part and see if we can put the windowsill on. And then I'll get the glass put in on this as well. So just make sure that they are the right way. I can't believe how much I complained. It's really not like me either, so I don't know what to say. I can't excuse myself. Other than apologise, of course. Oh, it doesn't need it on there, does it? Because it's going to be covered up. Alright, let's get this into the frame. Now, like I say, I have gone around the edge of here, and you can actually see where I have too. I did not know it was made of that sort of fabric, so this should now fit in here. And because I'm doing it this way, we should be able to use some clamps on it too. I'm going to take a few minutes and then I'll look at that roof again. Right, in you go. There you go. Good job, fella. plastic straight on it as well. Okay, and then we do the windowsill afterwards. It's all good. Yeah, and do that with super glue. And I can push the frame forward if I want. Almost put it upside down. It was close. And push that frame back to it to meet up. Don't do that. I forgot the glass. It would have ended up with no glass. Or plastic. I did say it was a day, didn't I? You get what I mean now, right? Don't forget to peel that and have that way. Let's see if we've got enough super glue left to do this. I may have to put more on. Oh, it's like a gap either side. How weird. It's okay. Last window. Breathe. Breathe. We got this. It's going to be a drafty window, this one. Seriously. A drafty window, this one. Right guys, going to hold this on and take a break, and I'll come back and put the windowsill back on and the windowsill itself, and in the meantime I will see if I can find an easier way to do those roofing panels, so that I don't like the idea of using super glue all the way around. I mean, it's a total waste of glue. Okay, let's take that. And of course, we can clamp it at the top. There we go. We're good. Right, I'll be back in a little while for me, but a few seconds for you. And we will carry on, and I will feel a lot brighter, I am sure. Alright, so, done a bit more on this. All I'm doing is doing it in batch, basically doing several at a time and just putting masking tape on to hold it. They recommend using clamps, but I don't really have the right sort of clamps to reach around there and do it. So I think the masking tape will work, and then on the inside, if there are any areas that need catching, then dab them over with super glue, which is what they recommend. However, this is kind of what I have going on, and I think it's working. And I think it looks alright. And the other thing I did read is you will have gaps. So like this one's got quite a wide gap really on here. That is meant to be because when you put the actual tiles on, which will be the next stage for this roof, it will cover all the sins basically of your wallpaper in here. So I'm just going to pull this one down, and I'm just using tacky. I think that works quite well on this. I'm just going to go down the next one. I think it's really mainly catching at the top and the bottom, and I guess something in the middle. but when I take it all off, allow it all to dry, take it all off, then we should be able to, it should be okay. So start from the top. That's the almost constant that you can line up quite well, is the top part, and then go to the bottom as far as you can. Try and get some on the further edge, so not so much on the one which will join, and just follow it through like so. And then just take your tape if you're using tape, or clamps if you're using clamps, and just make sure that it's hopefully touching a little bit on this side, which this one needs to come over a little bit. It's like the pieces weren't quite big enough anyway for it, but then I don't think they want them overlapping, because then you're going to have differences in the depth. So I'm just going to keep going along until I get to the last one, and then go back over any which really need a little bit of extra help because they haven't taken, and just continue like so. So I'm going to carry on doing this, and then I will come back when we are done. So concentrate on your further beam before worrying about it joining up to the other one, and it'll be okay. That's what I'm going with, it will be okay. And we will see. And then I'm doing nice long pieces of tape, so it goes all the way down there to the bottom and around the bottom, so it attaches right to it at the back. And make sure that that one's in, and then continue through. I've got glue all over me. Another one. And maybe there is no better way to do this, to be honest with you. I don't know. So I'm just going to go down all of them now to finish up. Almost went to the top on that one, did you see that? And I think really just do the best you can do on it. If you want to fold them like the way they suggest, I mean, you can certainly do that. I don't think it particularly made any difference to how it lies on it. You can be a judge of that. I mean, I'm not far away from finishing, and you can see if you reckon it lies a bit better with it being folded, or if it's okay like this. But this is what I'm going to do with it. Try and match it as best I can on these patterns. Definitely sticking to it. Just not quite the right hand in mind. Just tear off the whole of it. So I'm matching it to the far one that doesn't have the paper on, and then so it gets that other beam more than necessarily the one that this one's on. This one's got quite a gap, hasn't it? Like so, like so. Off. And try and line up the lines if you can, and then just go in afterwards and fix it, basically. Might as well carry on with you. It's going to be a lot to do in all of these issues because it's coming to the end of the whole build. So again, matching this end and then folding it over to that one, and we're out of tape. So this one's too low down. This one's in a really good spot. Hey, you stay there. And they might have been dropping as I went on too. It's possible. Oh, it was in a good spot, this one. I liked how it was looking. Okay, don't have any more of this stuff around. I've got more. I just need to go. We'll have to go and get it. And then this one. And then I'm going to let it all dry before I do much else to this. And if it's over in any particular areas, then I will trim it in. Alright, I'll be right back. Alrighty, new day. I decided I was getting way too negative on this whole thing. So, new day, this is what we've done. I put that window in. I did go ahead and put this backing in. I don't like particularly how it sits, but it's going to be great. So that's the last window, and then I continued to do this, and then this morning I went ahead and dotted where it hasn't stuck. Bearing in mind we are going to be putting roofing tiles on this, so it's not a big deal if it's not 100% down everywhere. Once the roofing tiles go on, then it will fix it. So on top of doing this, I did cut out the dormer window. What they suggest is you turn it over, you get your crafting knife and go round. Not easy. The my craft knife, I guess, maybe it wasn't very sharp, but that's where that dormer window will go, which we already made. I don't know when we install it. I'd imagine after the roofing tiles are on. So let's see what we have coming up in 103. Alrighty, so 103 is here. We have, okay, we're going back to the boathouse. Alright, so this can just go to one side because, yeah, alright, and we'll go through that. So I'm guessing this is the walls, it says. So it's got to be doors, surely. It's got little pins in, so I reckon they're doors. Going to be doors. We're going to fix the doors to the walls, I think, from issue 104. We're going to be dealing with them. So is that all we're doing in this one? Let me just check that. It feels like I should be doing more. It does not feel right. Oh, does not give you a sneak peek of the magazine. Yep, so we're going to be dyeing or painting, and then we got more crafts. We're going to be making fish. There you go. Doesn't say about that, but remember, the craft side of things you don't have to do. Alright, so what we have done for this issue is we have put our roof lining on to a fashion I will go with, and we have finished all of the windows for the wall now. I don't think we have any more that we're going to be doing at all, so that's kind of cool. So let me prop it like this. There you go, make it feel better. Cover up that little gap. I got a gap now on my window, but that's okay, that's right. So any comments are more than appreciated. Sorry I was a bit of a downer at one point. It was a thing. New day. And any comments are very much appreciated. Do please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I appreciate every single one who has been supporting the channel and watching my videos, even if you're not building other models. So it's really helpful to me to know people are interested in the content, and most of all, take care of you. Don't have a day like me yesterday. Alright, take it easy guys. Bye bye now.